Where are we? You good in the Zoom too? Hey. I can't see Brody. Not Brody. Come up. Good.
Oh, really?
Just for you. Lipstick.
Yes.
I do.
Some
It's Pinot. And Pinot. I would say. I don't have one.
No. Okay, then.
I don't even have a smile.
You do.
I
All
guess
right, well, we are live.
Hey, all right.
there you are.
We have people joining us. And Burley is just finishing up some delicious like charcuterie and cheese. There are the wines that we'll be tasting here. So let me move the camera a little bit. I kind of like how it was before. There we go. Okay. So, hello everyone. Good afternoon, I should say, and happy spring. It's our first day of spring. My name is Sheila Donahue. I'm founder of Vero. We go around the world seeking hidden gems of wines and olive oils from farmer artisans like Bruce and Gretel, who are with us today from Ventura County, California. So that is between LA and Santa Barbara. And Bruce is the founder and winemaker of Clos de Meys. However, our guest of honor is Gretel. This is Women's History Month. And so today we're going to be tasting Clos de Meys wines and chatting with Gretel in particular, learning, getting to know her life journey and how wine is intertwined. And we have with us also Burley Tuggle. So we are live from the Vino Tasting Room in Newark, New Jersey, which is this lovely space that Burley, who's an entrepreneur, a wine enthusiast, and wine expert, has established. So she established it actually right before COVID hit. So fortunately, it's still alive and growing community of wine lovers, and not only in Newark but also in, let's say, the tri-state area. And so we are we're going to be I'll be turning it over to Burley very shortly. Thank you for participating on Zoom. I encourage you to show your videos, and we want to make this interactive. If you have a question, just feel free to unmute yourself, or you can also write it in the chat. And we're also live on Facebook. So those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you have a question, we have Claire, who is monitoring for your questions, and we are we are ready to start. So, oh, I guess, Burley, you ready to show
Alright.
yourself?
Hello, all right. So I'm not quite sure where I need to look. I know I'm gonna look at Bruce and Gretel. How is everyone doing? Can everyone hear me? Am I clear out in California?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we get a little stop and start because we're right now we're in a canyon where our house is. So sometimes the internet's a little sketchy, but we'll make it happen.
Okay,
Everything's sketchy out here.
all right. Well, I am honored to be here and thank you, Sheila, for just allowing me to even do this. I'm a wine lover and I've been trying to really get my business off the ground. So any opportunity, I have to really showcase my business and also to showcase other women in wine. I just love those opportunities. And I'm actually thrilled to be talking to you today, Gretel, and also Bruce. And let me just start by saying, Gretel, you have the best name. Can you hear me? Yes.
It's
Oh, okay. Maybe put it on a chair.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we might be frozen.
I think she's frozen.
Oh, okay.
I think.
All right. Can you hear me?
you.
Now I'm
I-
now I'm cut off too. Oh, so what I was saying is Gretel Meys Compton, I think is the best name. That sounds like an urban legend name. And I don't want to I recently went to a badass artist event, and your name sounds like you could have been there. So I love and I really want to talk about everything that you're doing with your winery, and also we want to taste your wines today as well. So for those of you who may not know, Gretel, I guess, would be called a vigneron. Is that correct? Is that the title that you would give yourself?
What?
Oh, a vigneron, which is basically a wine grower. Yes?
Wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Your own.
Your own. Okay. Yeah. We are actually recently certified producers, which
Okay.
is kind of a unique thing in the area in that we grow and maintain our own vineyards where our wines come from.
Okay.
So a lot of people in this area import grapes from other places. We don't. We occasionally will buy a bin of grapes from somewhere else, but for the most part, our Clos des Amis label is Ventura County grown.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So basically, you're like in a state that grows and produces your wine. Right. Okay.
Right. We have several vineyards that we oversee. We don't own all of them. We lease some of them, and we do take care of them. And we're expanding and growing more and more.
Okay. So how old is your winery? When did you start it, and how has it evolved?
How old is the?
Well, started in 2011. commercially. Been making wine in Ventura County for over 20 years, trying to find the sweet spot. Terrible. The vineyard, which I think is, an exceptional spot. We can grow quite a range of varieties. Still exploring other canyons and areas of the county as well. Just planted some in an area called Fillmore. A little hotter, so different, so we keep looking for all the right spots. The vines are 12. But we just planted herb Albarino, so there's 3-year-olds. So it ranges. We keep planting, keep growing, keep trying.
Okay, I'm sorry, we're just trying to get you a little closer to us. So we apologize for the technical difficulties, but you said your winery is 20 years old at this point, correct? Did I hear that right? Okay,
No, I've been making wine for over 20 years in Ventura County.
got it. And your
The winery
winery,
itself commercially, started in 2011.
which is about the time that I joined him.
got it. Okay, so in the
Don't do math.
yeah, I know, right? That's not 20 years if you started in 2011, right?
Yeah.
Like the easy math is 11 years. So Gretel, what was your role like in the beginning?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
What?
So, that you came on board with the winery right around the beginning in 2011. So what was your role in the winery at the very beginning compared to now?
Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, I think in the very beginning, I was more, apprentice. I was more helper. And obviously, I'm still, a long way from being as skilled as Bruce is at winemaking, but I'm learning, and he's been very generous in sharing his knowledge with me. And I think initially, I took on roles that maybe were, things like publicity and things like some sales and some,
Administrative.
maybe more administrative types of things, along with, trying to learn to make wine. And certainly starting to love to work in the vineyards. My happy place.
So did I hear you say that working in the vineyard is really your happy place?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Okay, and what does that actually entail? Like, a lot of viewers may or may not be familiar with grape growing and also producing the wine. So what would you say is like a typical day in the vineyard for you?
Well, it's one of those things.
That's my bud break.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
I'm sorry here. Let me get you back. There you are.
Okay, thank you.
So sorry. So somebody once, I heard a quote once that wine is one of the only beverages or foods even that will evoke a time and a place. And I really feel that working in the vineyards, seeing the seasons, the weather, the wind, dealing with predators, deer and birds and bugs, weeds, all of that. I see how the grapes are growing. Then when it comes time for them turning color, veraison, to see, you know, them getting close to being perfect for winemaking, monitoring that, and then gathering people together for picking, and then produce new season, and it goes on and on, you know. And it's like this wonderful wonderful expression of time and place that I just really enjoy.
Wow, that sounds so awesome. Let's actually back up a little bit, because we didn't talk about your life before you actually joined the winery. What did you do professionally, and did you have a passion for wine at all, or was it more associated with Bruce coming into your life?
Well, I would say that
We're both artists.
we're both artists. Bruce was an art teacher, and I ran an art department for schools. And we knew each other previously in a professional capacity as artists. And then we gotten divorces about this time, and ended up with a friendship becoming more. And my career as a graphic designer and printing manager, and then retired, and my encore career became winemaking, which is like, who could do better than that? I mean, really, what a life. I have to just be so thankful.
Wow.
A confluence of events.
Yes. So
Spike
I would have to say that Bruce's passion for wine, and I am now just like, I love to taste new wines and try new wines and get ideas about wines, and he has to kind of rein me in and titles up.
keep her focused.
Keep me focused.
Okay, some of that I missed, but basically the gist of it is that you're so passionate about winemaking now that Bruce has to rein you in. That was the last thing that I heard. Is that true?
It's true in terms of I love trying these different wines, and like this Albarino, I really have been on a mission to introduce that in Ventura County. I think where we grow our grapes is an ideal spot for it, and so I planted it, and I want to expand it, and I think it will be a really nice wine from Ventura County, and not a lot of other places have.
So will this be your first?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So for the Albarino, will this be your first vintage, or are you still developing it?
Yeah, this Albarino, I have made a Merlot with grapes grown outside of Ventura County and just went and bought a bin of grapes. That was my first wine, and that I made myself. But I really like the growing and then making of the wine from the vines that I've grown. You know, I like that. So this will be the first one of those that I've done myself.
Okay, so I don't know if it's been 10 minutes yet, and I definitely don't want to, I don't want to forget about the actual tasting of the wines, okay? So today, we're going to be tasting your Chardonnay, your Pinot Noir, and your Grenache. So out of those three, do you guys have a favorite wine? Was there a particular wine that you were more involved in, Gretel? Or was it pretty much, you know, you guys worked together on all of these wines?
I mean, I have assisted in all of them. I have a real love for that Grenache. Don't tell my other babies it's my favorite.
Yeah. So are you a fan of
But
wines from
yeah,
the region? Is that how you guys got into the Grenache?
a fan of what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we like Grenache because it's such a versatile grape.
Right.
One, we just love it as a red wine, but we use it in our rosé, and we blend it with Mourvedre.
Here's
And,
our new rosé. This is Grenache Red blend.
so it's such a very versatile grape, and you know, we make a GSM, a Grenache Syrah Mourvedre,
Here's the GSM.
out of the same grapes,
Yeah,
just
so
riper.
yeah, so we use it a lot.
So you know, we fell in love with it because it tastes great. It's versatile.
Yes,
It's got a great name,
absolutely.
and you know, I am myself. So Syrah, all those I really like. They're versatile and tasty. Oh, you know, and they grow well here.
Awesome. So can I ask you something, Bruce? Okay, so I noticed, right, you guys have a French name for your winery, okay? Clos de Meys, and all of your grapes are French. What is the inspiration for that?
Well, I have a French heritage. My mother was French,
Yes.
so I have family over there, and conveniently, and so when we go there, we have the ability for that. And then Frenchness that my mom to our family, you know, it's just kind of surfaced in my genes. I'm the
Yeah.
more French of all my siblings, but I just belong there. But I live here.
Wow.
So Clos des Amis roughly translates to circle of friends, and that's how we started way back 20 years ago when I was just starting to learn how to make wine, and just kept that name when I went into the commercial realm because I just like it, and we have we just enjoy it. We just like the French approach to our business and lifestyle.
Sounds lovely. Okay, so I think we should start to taste wines, and we're definitely going to
Already have.
continue the conversation. I know, I would just love, just to keep going on and on with the conversation, because I think it's really awesome how you guys work together as a team. And I think, just being a woman in this industry, I definitely know that there's a lot of work that takes place behind the scenes. And I love the fact that Gretel is your companion in this journey. So I definitely want to taste the fruits of your labor, okay, as a team together. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour the Chardonnay, and obviously you guys know what your wine tastes like. But we are going to talk about it. Typically, when I do these talks, I kind of guide people through the tasting process. So I hope you guys don't mind if I basically talk about your wine, as we taste it. Okay. Are you guys going to be drinking the same wines with me at the same time?
We will be drinking the Chardonnay and the Pinot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We drank all the Grenache.
Or somebody
man.
did.
Okay.
Somebody drank the Grenache.
On camera. And the beautiful thing about these wines is that they're all available on the Vero Vino website. So for those of you who are tuning in, I do believe today there is a promotion because it's Founders Weekend. Sheila is the founder of Vero Vino, and her birthday was actually yesterday. So I don't know if you guys out there in California.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is a set.
Mine's on Wednesday, girlfriend.
What? Oh my God. That is awesome. All right. So yeah. So if you would like to purchase these wines, right? You want to tell them?
Yeah, the promotion is Vero Founder B-Day. So if you go to our website, verovinogusto.com, and you can buy these wines at a discount. They're already a set for, I think it's $94. You can get the 3 that we're tasting today. That's already discounted, and then you can get a further discount because it's my birthday.
Yes. So
Happy birthday.
And obviously it's going to be Gretel's birthday, so this is perfect. Okay. So yeah, let's get into the Chardonnay. And this is your 2016. And I happen to know that that was an excellent vintage for California wines in general. Would you guys agree with that? If you can think back to 2016.
I would say so, yeah.
It's held up very well.
Okay.
I think it's a lovely Chard. Now, I didn't want to make a Chard.
Uh-oh.
California Chards have always been, the reputation of heavily oaked, over alcoholic,
Yes.
kind of bland. So
Butter.
I wasn't interested in doing Chardonnay. Then this vineyard came up available, and they needed some help, and we put it together, and it just makes excellent Chardonnay. This is all stainless steel. We try to capture, the lemony, the curd, the brightness it has. And for a 16, I think this has maintained a lot of that same brightness, freshness. And our 21, which we're going to bottle in a couple of weeks, is really clean, really nice.
Ooh.
So
Also stainless.
yes, I'll say so. This vineyard is facing the Pacific Ocean, so it has a lot of coastal influence, coastal cool evening influence. They are probably 18 years old vines, and so you have a little character that shows through, and
There's 3 different clones, right?
Yes, there's
Wow.
3 different. So that adds some variety and spice to the mix, you know, what can I say? We're just really happy with this vineyard and this expression of Chardonnay. here in Compton.
Beautiful. Okay, so guys, let's taste it. You know, I don't want to bore you guys with, you know, how we normally go through all of this, but basically here in my tasting room, I teach people how to taste, evaluate, and appreciate wine. So I always start with just walking them through the process of how to taste wine. And obviously you guys taste wine all the time. So I don't want to bore you, but I definitely want to comment, you know, that the wine is clear, okay? And the color at this point, because there is a little age, it's definitely trending, you know, there's a goldenness to it now. So it's definitely a golden yellow color, but it's beautiful. And we always check for the legs, but at this point, you know, we don't necessarily need to go through that part of the exercise, but I do want to jump into tasting the wine. So I'm definitely going to aerate it and tell you what I'm getting on the nose. I'm getting yellow flowers at this point. Yellow flowers, almost like a dandelion. And some tropical fruit. I don't know if you guys would agree with those calls, but I'm getting like a little bit of pineapple and a touch of apricot, and the fruit is ripe. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and taste it now. So the acidity is very nice, right? For a six-year-old
Yep.
wine. It's very, I can definitely taste the lemon rind.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
And I love how you said element of a lemon curd to it as
Yeah.
well.
And like mouthfeel.
Yeah. And I'm picking up on a little bit of almost like a white pepper note.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if you guys would agree with that call.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We try to lean towards the food-friendly style wine as opposed to the cocktail style of wine. You know, so lower alcohols usually,
Yeah.
more acidic, so they go with food. So a little charcuterie plate in front of you is not a bad idea either.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
wine is very much made for food. Like it's actually it's making my mouth water.
Yes.
So
Yes.
when I have the opportunity to get some cheese with this, I mean, I know that it's gonna taste even better. But,
Yeah. You want a plate of oysters in front of you right now. Right now.
I'm so happy that you said oysters. Yeah, I think oysters would be perfect with this wine. So on your farm, or I should say at your vineyards, do you grow anything else that you would pair with this wine?
At our farm, well, I don't know, tangerines. I don't know. We grow tangerine, avocados.
There's avocados and lemons and tangerines.
Nice.
We grow olives here on the house, the
Yeah.
estate here.
Our home. We've got some olive trees and a garden and some fruit trees.
Yeah, I would definitely pair this up with some olives, okay, as well.
Yeah.
And I do the article that Susan wrote about Gretel, and I think you also recommended seafood, right? Because you guys are
Right.
kind of in a coastal area, and I think that would be perfect for this wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely taste, or I would have a nice piece of fish with some lemon. I think it would pair wonderfully. Lemon,
Absolutely.
butter, but I would agree, this is not your typical oaky California Chardonnay that's heavy. I mean, I guess I would have to look at the alcohol content on this one.
It's 13.3.
Okay, yeah, so that's relatively, that's medium body, so it's very nice.
Yeah. It's very rare that our wines get in the 15% range. It's that's not something we like to do. It's our wines, I think, are very, very balanced. And in fact, I think they're a lot of people have said that it's difficult to if they're tasted in a blind tasting to peg whether they're old world or new world, because we have that acidity and we have that food friendly method of winemaking.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because this is honestly, it's reminding me of a Burgundy, of a white Burgundy. And for those who aren't familiar with that, basically that's a Chardonnay from the Burgundy region of France. So I would definitely say that this has like a French style to it, even though it's produced in California. So good job, guys. Not that I had to tell you that, but I like it. Shall we progress to the Pinot Noir?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do
All
it.
right.
So this Pinot is super interesting, and I'll be really interested to hear your take on it, Burley.
Okay. All right. Sheila is wearing her other hat as sommelier. So she's pouring me a nice, generous pour. Hopefully I give people here about ounces. So she has definitely doubled that up for me. And Pinot Noir is typically a finicky grape, and I'm sure that you guys can speak to that, right? It's not the easiest grape to grow.
Finicky is flattering.
Yeah. So how does it grow in Ventura County?
Well, the spot we are, we have some coastal influence, so we get that nice cool evenings, and it has been very effective. We are experiencing, our climatic change, and our weather get warmer, and we might have a limited window. It's a finicky grape to grow. There's a lot of disease pressures and finicky things that happen with it. So if the weather gets out of hand, it impacts it. But we've had success so far because, again, we're high up, we have some elevation, and we have that cool Pacific marine air at night. So far we're successful. What we like about this Pinot is you get a really nice hit of cherry right away. Yeah. Then the finish carries on with what we have around here in this Southern California environment, the chaparral. The French call it garrigue, but it's the native flora, that it's just like right now the cottonwood pollen is just blowing all over the place. We have sage, and we have lavender, and we have lupine, and we have all these natives, California natives that impact, I think, the quality of the grapes. So you have that kind of spice that only comes from, Ventura County.
Yeah. It's real terroir driven, this wine.
Yeah, let's just jump into the nose on this one because I'm definitely getting a floral note on it. And I would agree, almost like, a little essence of lavender, some cherry notes. And it's slightly herbaceous as well.
Very
Like you said,
herbaceous.
like that sage, kind of influence. I can definitely smell that on the nose.
Which is kind of neat. It might have a little rattleskin.
A little rattleskin too? Okay, wow, I can't wait. All right, and I see that it's a 2017. And, for those who aren't familiar with Pinot Noir, typically the color tends to start out when it's very young as a ruby, but eventually you get that garnet color. So I'm definitely picking that up on the rim. It looks lovely, and I'm just gonna taste it now. So there's a nice acidity to this one as well. For this vintage, did you guys pick early? How did you maintain that nice, acidity in this wine?
Well, I pick, we pick when more based on pH than on sugars. So it's a little dance, or it's a critical decision when to harvest. And we like acidity, and the over alcoholic wines kind of kill that that freshness. I don't make wine for the alcohol, I make it for the flavor, and so yeah, we pick, this is a 13% wine. I don't over extract. Some California winemakers do really heavy, severe repeated punch downs. I don't do that much. That's the process of fermentation. I don't want to extract it. I don't want it to be that thick. I like I like fresh,
Right.
quaffable wines.
And all of these wines are just about as natural as you can get. It's grapes and yeast and not
hard work.
And not much of anything else. So yeah. So some years you're gonna find a different wine every year because it's whatever the terroir does.
Well, different subtly.
Subtly, yeah. Not radically different, but we let the grape do what the grape does.
Yeah, I can definitely taste a lot of flavor in this wine. And the finish is nice and long. Like there's a savory quality to it. Again, I'm ready to have this with some food now.
Thank you.
Kind of the classic French pairing, right? For Pinot Noir, right? Would definitely be Brie, and I have that here. So I'm definitely looking forward to pairing that up. What else would you guys pair this with? Because even though it's a Pinot Noir, I'm definitely getting there's an earthiness to this wine, and there's like a little peppery note as well. So I think it would definitely be nice for charcuterie as well.
Well, you know what? Yesterday we bottled our 21 Sauvignon Blanc, and Gretel made a salmon and croûte. and it was absolutely delicious with that Sauvignon Blanc, but I think it'd do very well with this too.
Salmon with this kind of Pinot,
With
a
the
light
puff
Pinot.
pastry,
Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely reminds me of a Burgundian style of Pinot Noir, relatively light to medium in the body. Definitely that acidity and also the earthiness. So basically, it's another thumbs up on this one. I mean, obviously I'm biased. So I noticed that this is 2017. Do you guys have later vintages of this same wine?
No, we had problems for a few years. We have a couple vintages. What do we have? We have we haven't bottled
We have 18.
we haven't even bottled. We have 18. We
We have
haven't bottled the
18.
19. Yeah.
Right. The 19 is still in barrel, and so is the 20.
Not that we've had troubles with the wines, we just had trouble with the life. Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah,
that gets in the way.
I don't know if you want to go into that a little bit, but I definitely, I read your story, and I definitely know that it's a family business, and you guys, you also have to live your life. So, do you just want to maybe talk about, some of the things that impacted your work and also your life, over the past few years?
Well, yeah, since 17, talking about 2017, right after this harvest, we had, at that time, the biggest fire in California come through and burn down some of her property. And
Yeah. Where we're
And,
sitting.
yeah, right where
Wow.
and that was a challenge to get through. We're beyond it. We're okay.
Mhm.
We have our studio rebuilt. That's all good. But that was quite a dynamic. And at that time, that was the biggest fire. And of course, 2 weeks later, it got overwhelmed with the other fires. And
The campfire.
2 weeks
Dixie
after that,
fire,
another
and
fire was bigger. So it's just crazy. So that's something that was impactful, and we can empathize with other people having those events. I got ill with a little bit of a cancer experience, but had a miraculous recovery. So that was, again, another 2 years of challenge.
Yeah, that was he got diagnosed in like
19.
August of 19. So it was right when we would have had harvest. And then he was very, very ill.
So it was a fight. It's been a fight and a struggle. What isn't, we all have our own challenges and escapades to deal with. So I think things we're back on track. Are we still live?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
you
think
guys
we
are still live.
lost you. Oh, there it is. Okay.
So
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
back-
Let me wave my
back
hand
right
so you
now.
know I'm still here. Okay, okay, good. There was a delay. I was like, okay, I saw your reaction.
Yeah. You went away for a little bit here.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so health conditions influenced the past few years of your production. Gretel, how would you say you were able to step in during those times? How did your role change during those difficult times?
you did all the work. Yeah, you tell it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say for 19 into 20, it was a matter of both of us by sheer willpower keeping him alive. And he got on a clinical trial, and now there's no cancer, and so, and they call him a miracle. And I think that has been a real, joy to me. And then just, I had to step in and kind of keep things going.
Which is the best training.
while he was sick, and keep us, just kind of keep the wine business afloat. And but it was difficult because I was also trying to keep him taken care of. Anyway.
It's
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, well,
You
I
see it,
mean,
you like work.
well, it's a blessing. So I'm happy, obviously, right, that you're on the other side of that. But it's also nice to see the teamwork, right? That, that Gretel, that you were able to support Bruce, as well as the business. So I definitely can't wait, to taste those other vintages, okay, of this wine as well. And now I want to get to your baby, right? You both love the Grenache. In fact, okay, good. I do have another glass here. Yes. Sheila's doing everything. She's doing the technical side. She's pouring the wine. If anybody walks into my business, she's kind of there, as well. So I'm also a fan of Grenache, AKA Ganarcha as well. So, I'm excited about this one. Now, appearance-wise, it presents a little differently from some of the French ones that I've seen.
Okay.
Right, this is definitely like it's brighter, and it seems to be a little lighter, right, in terms of body. But the color on it it's a gorgeous ruby red, gorgeous. So this vintage is a 2017 as well. So obviously it's very different from Pinot Noir, but again, it's still bright and ruby. And now I'm just going to go ahead and aerate it a little bit and smell it. This one is coy. It's very subtle, but I'm definitely getting those berry notes. There's almost like a brambly smell to it, like blackberries and raspberries.
Mhm.
Is what I'm getting on the nose.
We get cranberry.
And honestly, I haven't had boysenberry, but this seems to be in that category of berry note, kind of like a wild berry note.
Yeah. And again, it's got that surrounding chaparral or whatever,
And
that
so
influences it.
it brings a nice spice to it.
Yes, that's definitely what I'm picking up on it, just like a wild kind of berry note. And I'm gonna
Wild,
taste
that's us.
Must be why I like it. It's wild.
wild like you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
There in the
Okay. On the palate, I'm definitely getting like a juiciness. Like, the berries are fresh, even though this is a 2017. So I think it's showing well. It's like wild berries on my palate.
It's a delicious wine and a fantastic grape.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
It does well in
Yeah.
our world.
And again, California tends to push it a little farther, a little more heavily extracted. I tend to try to lighten up on that.
Yeah. I can tell the difference just from the pigmentation alone, also to the body. What is the alcohol on this one?
Oh, I can't remember, 14.
14 something, maybe.
Wow. Okay, 14.8%. I am
Yeah,
surprised. It's sneaky. It looks, it's sneaky because it doesn't look or feel, okay, in terms of the body of it. Like
Yeah, there's not that much heat, but hey, I didn't do the test. I sent test out.
Well, it's absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
And now I'm
It's
ready
hard to
for,
take.
I'm
It's
ready
hard
for
to
some barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it would be
I'm
good
ready
with
for
barbecue.
some barbecue. Put a steak on the Barbie, okay, or some pork, some ribs.
Yeah, I was thinking some ribs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's hard to tame Grenache. It wants to go over the top, and so a lot of push over 15% on these. Matter of fact, they harvest them really,
Really,
Right.
right.
and then adjust them. Where again we try to harvest on different parameters and try to capture that freshness and acidity.
yeah, it's definitely there. In terms of the body, right, it's kind of deceptive, but I can definitely taste the jamminess in the fruit. Those berries are just shining through on this one. Delicious. So would you like to talk about some of your other wines? I know, we kind of touched a little bit on the Albarino, but what's out now that people can buy right now on Verovino?
On Verovino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people can talk to that too.
Yeah. See my,
Sheila, maybe you want to step in and see what you still have of ours in stock.
yeah, we have the Malbec and
Oh, yeah.
the Rosé from last year. So the Grenache.
Yeah, last year's rosé was very nice. This year is very nice again. We just bottled that 2 weeks ago. Hold on.
We got some. We got some.
And then we also have the skin contact Chardonnay.
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
The- yeah. How much of that do you have?
Just a couple bottles. I'd have to check.
Yeah.
But you probably sold out of that one, right?
We did. That's why I'm asking, because everyone's asking us around here for it, and I'm going, I
Oh,
don't,
really?
don't have it.
You guys want to talk about that one? Because obviously that was somewhat of an accident, right? It's not like you were trying to make that wine.
It was a happy accident. Yeah, it was.
For the white wine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I think that 17, right? That was 2002.
Yeah, it was a base batch. Yeah.
And it was a very hot day. And as quickly as we tried to pick and get back to the ranch, it was already going off. It was already starting to ferment and
Wow.
so and there were so many grapes that it was a big harvest. So we ended up having it just sit on the skins and not pressing it off right away. And that ended up being just this delightful wine. And we were really successful with it.
It came from the same vineyard too that
The Chardonnay
Chardonnay we
comes
just
from.
tasted.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to get variety of wines from the same grape from the same vineyard.
With very different expressions.
And we're working on another orange wine approach on our white wine. We'll see how that goes. It's in the cellar.
Wow. So
That's-
you're gonna be
it's
able to
Mother
replicate that,
Nature.
right?
Yeah.
You know, Mother Nature plays her hand, and you've got to
Yeah,
react.
right.
And that's farming. And whether it's grapes or anything else, it's a dynamic that we think we have control over, but we don't. Mother Nature rules. Women rule, basically.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys this. So, right, so you're using 2 out of the 3 traditional champagne grapes. Are you guys ever going to dabble into sparkling wines at all, or are you already
Yeah.
doing that?
We
Yeah.
have one.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. We call it shambang.
Shambang?
Shambang. Because the first go at
The
The-
second
the
fermentation.
second fermentation, we put a meter on it, and it went up to 10 atmospheres, and we were like, uh-oh,
Wow.
We- that we're gonna get a bang.
It's settled down.
It did.
Oh my
settle
God.
down.
It's nice. It's a nice bubbly. Yeah,
Nice. Shambang. Okay. I love it.
So we do a sparkling. I'm working on an aperitif.
And I wanted to share, so Bruce, being an artist as well as a winemaker, has this real creative approach to things. And he kind of also has this rebellious French streak in him. And so he couldn't just let a California Zinfandel be a California Zinfandel.
Yeah.
So he decided to, this is a new wine that we have. He took Zinfandel grapes that are grown locally in Ventura County, and he decided to make them in a carbonic maceration method, like they do in Beaujolais.
Yes.
Beaujolais.
Yes.
And so we have a Zinfandel here that kind of flies in the face of these California jammy, big, heavy Zinfandels. This retains a lot of the fruit and almost like a chocolate tone to it, but it's bright, and
Wow.
it's also food friendly.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's real different.
Oh man. So is that already bottled,
I
or
think
are you using it?
Yeah,
That's
it's
already
ready to
bottled.
go.
Yeah,
Nice. Wow.
yeah.
Very, very interesting. And I would say on the final note, right? I know you guys are in Ventura County. Are you guys involved at all? Right? I noticed that it's not a technical ABA. Are you guys involved in pushing, towards that? And for people who don't know what an ABA is, it's an American viticultural area that's recognized. So where are we in that process, and are you guys involved in that? Because you're making wonderful wine.
Well,
Thank you.
yeah, I think our to our detriment, there's not enough of an industry here to get any recognition by the authorities, to designate like our South Mountain as an ABA. We have to have a stronger and longer presence. We have the political boundary of our county, so we have a ABA of Ventura County.
Okay.
Vineyard designations because the grapes are 95% from those vineyards, and so that's all those regulations and rules. It's going to take some time before we can develop an ABA. You have to have a lot of soil research and what proof, that this is a special spot. Now I think it is because I've been doing this for 20 years. Jesus, but to make it happen, I don't know anyone in Congress that can help me out. And so, I'll have to go through all the paperwork, but yes, we have, when I mentioned I've been making wine for 20 years, I've been doing it in all these little pockets around Ventura County. It's very geographically diverse here. And we found this sweet spot on South Mountain that has all the right conditions. They brag about Santa Barbara and other areas. It's
Yeah.
the soils are unique, the climate, the elevation. We have all those things that could justify an AVA. And maybe one of these days we'll call it the Bruce Freeman AVA.
Oh, man. How many other wineries are kind of in your area?
Oh, we have a dozen,
Well,
but
In Ventura County, maybe.
yeah, in Ventura County, but most of them are still importing their grapes from Santa Barbara County, Lodi, and Paso. There's very few vineyards that are producing commercially. That's one of the hangups with the AVA. Give us 100 years. It's going to take some time. Give us some
Oh my
decades
God.
to get some more grapes. Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. Malibu got an AVA in a heartbeat. So did Palos Verdes.
Verdes.
But that's where the money is, and they can make things happen. So it's a game. And I'm getting cynical. I'm gonna have to sign
Uh-oh.
off. Yeah. I
Okay,
did my
think there's
best.
a question.
I gotta go.
The question.
Paraphrase it. So,
Okay.
So Kathleen, Tyree is asking about the comment, Gretel, you made regarding the 2019 Pinot that's still in the barrel. And so she's asking, how will it affect its flavor that it's still in the barrel? And do you recommend letting your Pinot sit in the bottle for 3 or 5 years, or else drinking it young?
Did you guys hear it?
Yes. So the Pinot that's still in barrel, provided that we have it topped and protected, it should be fine. And it may just end up being, more complex. It may be, there's a lot of wines that age in barrel for many, many years. So we'll just have to see, when we get to it, if we need to, work with it at all. We'll just have to see how it is. Bruce has been hesitant to go and take care of the old wines. I think because he's, it was a really bad time for him. And so we'll have to see what has survived. I think our wines that are in bottle have enough acidity that they could lay down for a while. We have friends that have dug out our 2014 Pinot recently and just really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, you could lay it down, or yeah, you could break out the barbecue and enjoy. So,
Wonderful. All right. Any other questions on the table, Sheila? Anything else?
No, I don't see any other questions. And feel free, everyone on the Zoom, even to unmute yourself if you'd like to ask a question.
Any questions on the floor? I think I'm looking like in the right place now. Any questions from anybody? All right. Well, Gretel, it has been a pleasure speaking with you.
really, as well. Yes.
And, I have the cheese plates ready, and I'm, prepared to pair them up with all of your delicious wines. Thank you for everything that you're doing and that you continue to do. And I hope that people order these wines and taste these wines. And I'm definitely looking forward to trying your champagne. and everything
Thank you for
else. Yes, Sam. So just thank you for your time.
all right. And
Sorry,
thank you for
Can
it.
I
And
make a
it's
comment?
been nice.
And thank you, and remember, all these wines you can buy on our website, verovidagusto.com. We have a promotion going on up through today, Vero Founder Day.
Okay.
And also sign up for our newsletter. A lot of people really enjoy it, and I'd love to have that as a way for us to keep the conversation going.
Okay. Sheila, can I say something?
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, sorry, I don't have a question. That's why I'm not sure if, aside from, I apologize, I entered late because I forgot that you had changed your clocks and we haven't, so there was an hour difference. So I may have missed the first part, you know, I don't want to repeat something that was already said, but Gretel, I just wanted to say that, you know, you're a remarkable woman and your story is really amazing and enviable, you know, that you had so much strength and courage to do what you did and you're still going on with it. And I think you know, really don't give up. You're doing a really great job.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just, you know, what I had to do, you know, and I think a lot of women approach life that way. You know, we do what we have to do, not asking for a lot of reward or limelight, just doing our best. So
That's good. I'm glad that you hooked up with Sheila, so that you can get your, you know, your products out there as well. You know,
Sheila's been a joy.
she's very good.
Same here.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
Thank you.
And Gretel, you too.
yeah. Happy birthday, Gretel. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
I love the thumbs up too.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Bye.